Unfortunately, we're gonna have to have a serious talk today. By now, you've probably seen every Warzone content creator either quitting Warzone or getting very close to, including Swag, Nadeshot, Tim the Tatman, Nav, and so many other content creators you probably watch every single day. Well, they might be leaving Warzone. For today's video, I'm gonna break down every single reason why content creators and even yourself are frustrated with Call of Duty and what they could do to fix the game and hopefully bring it back to life. Because honestly, Warzone is on a downhill slope, and the reasons I'm gonna bring up on why it is might shock you. And if you guys have more feedback that I don't mention in today's video, please drop a like, sub, and let me know in the comments what your guys' biggest frustration with the game is. Because if you guys don't know, Call of Duty sometimes flies me out to playtest brand new events, brand new game modes, or just an area where we can give back feedback, and this is exactly what I want to do with today's video. So let's go ahead and break down the first of many topics today, and it's going to be the hackers. So let's talk about the first issue that's probably the most frustrating of them all. It's going to be the hacker situation. Now, I play pubs every day, and you guys might too, and me personally, I run into hackers about once every hour. When it comes to unlocked toolkits, I run into them probably 2 to 3 times every hour. And because those websites that sell unlocked tool also sell hacks, I feel like that number's a little bit higher, but let's get to rank play. If you guys don't play rank play, well, good for you, because rank play is by far the worst it's ever been in the entire series of Warzone. The point where even players like Swag and Nadeshot are thinking about taking a step away from Call of Duty because the hacker situation is horrible.
Call of Duty has served us up a pile of shit from a network performance standpoint. They won't invest in better servers, higher tick rate servers. There's no server protections. There's no safeguards to make sure players are having a fair gaming experience. Can't play it. I can't enjoy it. There's no integrity. Somebody's cheating, or the network sucks, or the game is broken.
And you might be thinking, okay, the hacker situation, you have aimbots, wall hacks, or soft aim, whatever it might be. No, it gets even worse. There's now hackers who have the guns from zombies. They have the ray gun, and I don't even know what this is. The waffle gun, I have no idea. And they're lasering people out the sky instantly to the point where you don't even know what to do. And let's just say that you and your team managed to take down the hacker. Congratulations. That's honestly a big achievement to take down a hacker, but it sucks because the hacker could then just turn off the server. They are one click away and they shut down that server. So all your hard-earned work just goes out the drain. So it's either A, there's a 50-50 chance you have a hacker in your lobby, or B, there is a hacker in your lobby, and then he shuts off the server. That's really all you can do. You can't do nothing. And it gets even scarier than that because Charlie Intel tweeted out that Call of Duty mentioned a kernel level driver and a brand new server-side protections launching in season 2 and 3. Now keep in mind, this anti-cheat has been in the game for 3 to 4 years now, and somehow we don't have whatever that is. That seems like it should be a must. If Swag follows that tweet with saying season 2, 45 days, I promise you the game will be dead by then. If that's the case, I don't even want to play.
The integration for Warzone, this is the worst I've ever seen Call of Duty. Hackers are worse than Verdansk. They're way worse than Verdansk. The hacking level's at an all-time high. You can't even play the game. You can't even play the game. And it's what, December 17th? That means what? They're all on break. And if they said season 2, that's going to be at the end of January. January 29th is when season 2 is leaked. So we're looking at about 45 days. I can't do 45 days.
And if you don't know what that means, let me simplify it for you. We've had an anti-cheat for 3 years, and that anti-cheat won't properly be working till season 3 of this Warzone 3 years later, and the Warzone in every brand new Call of Duty lifespan is about 6 seasons. So you won't have a proper anti-cheat for half the cycle of a new Call of Duty that you bought, and for Warzone, it's been 3 years for us, and it still doesn't work properly. And the problem with that anti-cheat affects everybody, not just rank play players. And as you guys can see, the percentage of players lost in the last 30 days over on Steam, it's a crazy number. And so when we look at competitors like Fortnite or Valorant having the best anti-cheat ever in probably the whole gaming space, and then Fortnite, they're literally suing a cheater. They're suing a cheater, and it's like Call of Duty just can't get it right. And then in our case on Call of Duty, I believe we had the World Series Warzone winner, Sage, who won the biggest tournament on LAN, I think last year, whose face is literally on Yurzik. They put his face in the game because he won the tournament, gets shadow banned. And not only him, but every single person gets shadow banned, and I personally think the reason for that is getting spam reported. To be honest with you guys, I never really believed that the shadow ban system was a flaw. I thought at one point, if you have ever broken TOS, cheated, ever since the last 3 years of Call of Duty, and you got reported enough, Call of Duty would flag your account and then shadow ban you for 7 days while they investigate. But when you have a hard case like Nuke Squad, who had an account made for them by Activision, given to them to race from level 1 to Master Prestige, and even they got shadow banned multiple times on an account given to Activision while they streamed 24/7 live just playing the game, and they're getting shadow banned, that's when you know there's a problem. That being said, let me know in the comments if you guys are frustrated with the hackers, but let's get on to step number 2. We're talking about my favorite, Rebirth Island. If you guys don't know, Rebirth Island's been in the game now for 3 to 4 years. It got very popular towards the end of Verdansk's life cycle because Verdansk, you know, over the year got a little stale. Rebirth came out, it was super popular, and then Caldera, being as bad as it was, kind of just projected the growth of Rebirth Island. Now, back 3 years ago, we also had a new map update pretty much every season. We had new content, a new POI, new features, scanners, boats. They added the specialists. They added so much content to the game after every season that it just kept players coming back and playing. And in my personal opinion, why Rebirth Island just became so successful when it did and how it did. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, they relaunched Rebirth Island 3-4 years later, and there's been no new content. We got a stale version of Rebirth Island, and again, if you remember on launch, there was bugs all over the place. The audio wasn't working properly, zip lines weren't working properly. I believe the TTK was flawed. You couldn't pick up certain weapons. The servers were crashed. So many different bugs at the launch of Rebirth Island. And let me remind you, there was no new content. They just integrated the map onto the new engine, and there were just so many bugs. And that just made players so frustrated they had to turn off the servers 3 hours later. And to be honest, people just started losing interest in Rebirth Island. But my question is, if you have seen on paper the success of Rebirth Island, you've seen the amount of players playing the game, you know how much people love the game, you relaunch it with countless flaws, no new content, and you expect players to be happy. In my personal opinion, there needs to be 2 standard maps, and we'll get to the Verdansk one in a second here, but you got Verdansk for big map, Rebirth for small map, Resurgence, and then update those maps continuously, and then every year, on top of those 2 maps being in the game with the continuous updates, add a new map. Every couple months, add a new map to the cycle. So for example, this year, we're gonna get a new Resurgence map. So we have Rebirth Island, Area 99, and Verdansk. And then the following year, we have Rebirth Island, Verdansk, and then a brand new big map. We'll just call it a Blackout. So that you're continuously sharing the love and that these players have content to play on, because right now, we don't even have a winter mode. We've had Rebirth Island for 3 years, and they've never added snow or Santa Claus. They've never added any of that. We haven't even had an LTM on Rebirth Island in months. Back in the day, if you remember, we used to have Extreme Resurgence, Souped Resurgence. We had superpowers on Vondel. We had well, we'll call them Get High perks on Rebirth Island, Extreme Rebirth Resurgence, where we had 72 players on the map instantly spawning with guns, and it was pure chaos, pure fun. And you know, the LTMs are not supposed to be in the game forever, but they just help revive it for a couple, weeks or a month, and then they get it out and get a new one in. Well, Call of Duty hasn't done that, but you know who has done it? It's Fortnite. Fortnite on launch had pretty much no bugs. I saw no one really complaining about it, and the only time I hear Fortnite players complain about the game is when they don't like a meta, which is all subject to opinion. But they got the launch of their new update, which was extremely hype and no bugs. And I just think, what would Call of Duty look like if it was ran by the same higher ups, not devs, that Fortnite has? I just feel like Call of Duty just doesn't have the sense of urgency, the self of respect to really just give the quality of work that their fans deserve, that you deserve. If you're a diehard fan that plays Call of Duty every year, or Warzone, or you're a new fan, like, you should be able to play a game that's launched with minimal bugs. I'm not saying no, but minimal bugs and just content to support what you play. And I'm not talking about bundles, and we'll get to that in a second. I'm just talking about map updates, weapon changes, live events. Let's just take Fortnite, for example, because we have to use them as a competitor because it's the only battle royale really doing it right. They've added live events. They had a Juice WRLD concert at one point, Astro World concert at one point. Back when I remember watching more Fortnite content, I think they had 2 robots fighting in the middle of the map, and you were like in the mix of it. Call of Duty, what are we doing? You guys are, I think their network is like $72 billion. Use that for something in the game. And I joke about the network because I don't know how the whole money situation works, but what I feel like is a big problem with Call of Duty, whoever is at the top of the game calling the shots isn't giving their devs enough time to deliver work that they want to deliver. I just can't imagine, 1, Call of Duty would hire devs to the team, pay them salary that aren't capable of doing their job, and 2, Call of Duty wants to make money. And the fastest way to make money is to just release these brand new games half-assed as quick as they possibly can, because that's how they're gonna get their cash. But I felt like in a world where they gave the appropriate time for their devs to master their craft, that will honestly reduce the amount of bugs, and on top of that, let them plan for more content in the future for us to play. Right now, I feel like they're launching the game on a time crunch, and there's so many bugs that they haven't got to, so they just have to deal with it after the game's launched. So the first season or 2 seasons, they're fixing bugs that were already in the game or now in the game after update when they didn't really play test or know of, or they did know of but didn't care because they had to launch it on the date that they all, set they would. And then by season 3 or 4, they're maybe adding content, because that's honestly the most fun time to play the game is season 3 and 4, when they're adding, you know, fun stuff because they're caught up with their work. And then season 5 or 6, they stop adding content because they're working on the next game, because they need more time to work on the next game, but it's still not enough time. It doesn't seem like they have enough people. And then we're now playing a new COD, and the cycle continues. So just to recap, 1, the hacker situation is extremely broken. The hackers are almost in every single one of the ranked play matches. If you kill them, they shut off the server. They have zombie guns, so forth. People like Nadeshot, Swag, even the Tim the Tatman are thinking about quitting the game, and they are or haven't already played Marvel Rivals, Fortnite, and so on. 2, Call of Duty relaunched one of their most popular maps, Rebirth Island, and it had more bugs than it's ever had in its entire life cycle. It had no new content, and there's not been any updates to the map, not only Rebirth Island, but Yurzikstan on the big map side. And to be honest, Rebirth Island, it's depressing to see the state it's in, considering it was one of the most popular games, the maps they've ever created. Yet it gets the lack of attention, lack of content, but I can't be too upset because no other map's getting that attention anyways. And 3, what we're setting up to talk about next is Verdansk. It's rumored that Verdansk is coming back. It's almost confirmed, basically, whether that's season 2, 3, maybe even 4. I would assume season 3 because it's halfway through the Call of Duty cycle, but I honestly don't want them to launch it. Now, don't get me wrong, I really want to play Verdansk. It was the game that I started on, the map that I started on before Rebirth Island. I've won multiple tournaments on that map. I've made the most nostalgic memories. I bet Swag, with the Baka Bros, the Nuke Squad, all on that map. It just holds so many memories, and I love the way it played out, so especially Superstore, Downtown, and so on. But it's because my love for that map that I'm scared that it's just going to go into the wrong hands, because whoever's leading Call of Duty right now, you're disappointing us all. If they couldn't properly launch a map, Rebirth Island, that's been in the game straight for about 3 years or so. It had a little break during Warzone 2, but it's been in the map for a while. The map's smaller. They added no new content. They just launched that tiny little map, and they had to take it off 2 hours later because it literally broke the game. How do you think Verdansk is going to play out? A map that's probably 20 times the size of Rebirth Island, that has not seen this new engine, or at least properly tested, in my personal opinion. And again, I'm just saying that because of the track record Call of Duty has. I don't think they probably properly tested this enough time. And so what's going to happen is, and I'll call it right now, they're going to hype up Verdansk. I'm probably going to be so excited. They're going to get me too. I'm going to talk about how excited I am. All these players who used to play during lockdown are going to go, get ready, boot up on day 1, and the servers are not going to be optimized correctly. Ricochet at a working anti-cheat, it's not going to be working. It's going to be horrendous. And I don't want to say it's not going to feel the same, because it never will, but because the amount of bugs and the lack of content and just everything going on in Call of Duty at the moment, it's going to give all those brand new players a horrible first impression, and those numbers are going to drop probably after like 2 weeks. And the best way to describe this is if I talk to you guys and say, guys, there's a new restaurant opening up downtown. You guys got to check it out. It's got the best food. A lot of people are going. The place is nice. Everything's nice. You guys got to check it out. And you go. You walk into that store and it looks just like your friends described. There's a line of people waiting. You get seated. The waiter is a little bit rude, but you're like, whatever. You shake it off. You sit down. The menu, you see what you want to order. You order it. You get your dish. It looks exactly like how you see in the picture. You take a bite and your first taste is horrendous because it's cold. So you put the food down and you try to explain to the manager, hey, this food's cold. Can you warm it up? And he looks at you guys and say, yeah, we'll get to it next season. That's what Call of Duty is about. So you walk out, you had to pay for that food, and you might, go back to that restaurant next season to see if they retopped it, because you want to get the feel, you want to get the dopamine of what that food tastes like, but you're also a little bit, damn, that manager really charged me and told me he kind of just was rude and the food was cold. Like, Call of Duty does a bad job at first impressions. And it's the biggest thing the company needs to focus on, and really just give their players, if they respect their players and they cherish the players who play the game every single day, buy their bundles, give them feedback, all this stuff, just give us something that you think we deserve. Because if you think we deserve Rebirth Island, how it, was launched, that sucks. If you think we deserve the working anti-cheat that we have, that sucks. It's just not doing well. So let's get on to the next point. Bundles. Okay, let me just say this. Bundles, I buy them all. I buy the bundles, and a lot of people get mad that I buy bundles. Like, you're supporting the game. Listen, my 25 30 bucks I spend a day on these bundles is not gonna really affect the game as much. I buy these bundles, I review them, and I showcase them to you guys so you don't have to. So if anything, I'm doing the opposite. I take the hit because I'm able to, write it off as a tax or whatever. It's my job. And I showcase you guys so you're not buying something and thinking, oh, I got my money scammed. I basically am the test done. With that being said, I'll keep it a buck. The bundles are amazing this year. You might not like it if you're more of a Milsim player, but I think the bundles are good. I think so far, for the majority part, you're getting what you deserve out what you pay for. Out of like maybe 60 to 70%, which is a lot higher back in, Warzone 2, you're getting what you deserve. But One of my biggest issues is Call of Duty is releasing bundles on launch of brand new weapons. So for example, I think they dropped the new foldable SMG as your secondary, but I think an hour or two before or on launch, they said, oh, there's a bundle. So instead of actually properly leveling up the weapon, you could just buy the bundle and you could use it. Oh, no, it actually was like, when the event started, you had to finish the event, which was going to take a week, like minimum. You could not get it past a week, or you could buy the bundle on day one and use the weapon. So a week before everyone else. That's pay to win. That's scammy. Whoever's in charge of that, that's messed up, dude. Or girl, I don't know, but that sucks. It's my personal opinion. It's a paywall, because if that gun ends up being broken, which it probably will be in the future as they continue to do this, unless they change it and they think, oh, you know what, you're right. That makes sense. Well, that's a paywall. These guns are gonna be broken, pay to win, and that sucks that you're doing that, Call of Duty, you know? And on top of that, the biggest question is, where's my money going? I feel like Call of Duties are killing with the bundles. Maybe there's a lot of people buying it, maybe there's not. Where's the money going? It's not going into new content. It's not going into a working anti-cheat. In fact, we're getting recycled content, which I won't complain about too much because I do like Rebirth Island Verdansk, but it just doesn't seem like where's this money going? You know what I mean? Is it going to Call of Duty 2030? Or are you gonna now advertise, listen, we've been working on a Call of Duty for 5 years, it's gonna be amazing, and then launch something, hype it up and launch something? It's terrible. I'm just so, I'm so disappointed. I'm disappointed because the last point I'll make before I'll tell you guys what I think is the future for Call of Duty is just by looking at our competitors. So, step number 5, the competitors of Warzone. I mentioned it briefly, but Fortnite, they have a lot of live events. They have the Astro World and so forth. But not only that, they just add continuous content, and it's done the right way. So we'll just take the last season of Fortnite. They launched Fortnite new season, a brand new map, a brand new movement. I think they dropped movement and a couple new weapons. They take weapons out, put weapons in. It's a fresh experience while still training, you know, holding down to the roots of Fortnite. I think a week and a half or 2 weeks later, they dropped OG Fortnite. OG Fortnite. I played it and I was playing it like 2 a.m. on stream, twitch.tv/LuckyChamu, and they legit had 3 million players playing that game mode just by itself. 3 million. And I know Call of Duty is a little shy and they won't ever show their player count, especially when Fortnite's just outdoing them. But brother, 3 million on a late night for 2 game modes out of 100? Huh? And you're like, okay, so what? They launched content early. They're done for this season. Nope. A week later, they had the brand new 5v5 game mode called Ballistic, Balls, something. They're launching a brand new game mode, 5v5 first person. So they tapped into their ongoing audience, the new gen, the little kids who are playing Fortnite nowadays. They're just giving them the continuous update to build on, you know, the type of player they're and so forth. Then they launched something for the OG players. So you have the new players satisfied, OG player satisfied, and then a new player satisfied, the first person, brand new on Fortnite 5v5. Huh? And then a week later or that same day, I don't know, you think they'd be done. They added Lego Fortnite. They added GTA in Fortnite before GTA 6. What are we doing? And that's not a diss towards GTA 6, because that game is a perfect example. They're like, you know what, our game's not ready. We're gonna take another couple months, or we're gonna take a year. That is how a company should really treat their game. It just seems like Call of Duty doesn't treat their game like they care. They're like, oh, just start on, don't buy it anyways. Go on. Yeah, we will. But when are you guys gonna start respecting us as a consumer, man? This sucks. And you think they would be done. A week later, we got Winter Fortnite Mist, where they have a whole season of Fortnite that's snowy. You got events, you got all these cool little things, all winter themed. We got Archie's Festive Frenzy, which was done before I even played. It was completed. I just unwrapped the calling card, Black Cell skin that I had to buy, and then a Barrett 50 cal, which I literally finished in 0. It was done before I even started. And that was basically the only content we got. We did get a snowy, not even snowy, I wouldn't even say it's snowy. We got an Area 99 Santa Claus that flies around, doesn't know what he does, and there's reindeer, but like it doesn't do anything. Doesn't do anything. Fortnite just added Mariah Carey singing to the Fortnite players, and we don't even have a snow on Rebirth Island or Yurgiksen. What are we doing? And I really got to know what you guys think in the comment section down below, because where's Fortnite going to go for them? Where's Call of Duty, going to go for them? So I'm excited about Fortnite. I've been playing it every single day on Twitch, twitch.tv/LuckyChamu. But that being said, what about me? Am I quitting Call of Duty? Am I quitting Warzone? I don't think I'll ever quit Call of Duty or Warzone. I think my content will continuously shift. I think I, as a content creator, have learned to make content on Warzone, and I enjoy the process of making a product that you guys like watching. Even if the numbers have reduced 60% across the board for everybody, I still do like making something and reading the comments and hearing what you guys think about my videos. But I'm also thinking about doing a lot more stuff that I've been passionate about. I've been uploading a little bit more lifestyle on my Instagram. Make sure you guys follow me there. And I'm probably, not gonna lie, gonna start a Fortnite channel. I'm not the best player, but it just makes me happy. I'm not even kidding. the way I've been playing Fortnite recently, and I'm not even playing the OG. I played OG a little bit and I love it, but I'm trying to get better as a player. There's a skill gap, and I've been playing the resurgence mode and I love it, honestly. And that's how I felt back when Rebirth first launched and Verdansk, you know, throughout the years, up until when Verdansk got bad with the hackers. But like, that's how I felt. That they're capturing that moment for me, and it just feels nice to play it. I get excited to check the shop to support Fortnite, because I'm like, I literally spent $100 on Fortnite this week because I'm like, you know what? They deserve it. I could use these, you know, skins. They're giving me 3 skins, Lego skins. There's brand new content every week. If I don't play this game for another 2 weeks, I could probably come back to it and it'll be a whole new game with new stuff to play. And I just think that's a company that deserves it. Call of Duty isn't. And it sucks, man, because I do want to revisit that love and the dopamine I have. And I still do. But it's like, after I'm done making a video for you guys, which I love doing, I just don't have any dopamine to play. I don't have the energy to play. I just hop on Fortnite, and that's what I've been doing. I love it. And who knows, maybe my love for Warzone will come back when Verdansk drops, but it just sucks, man. I think moving forward, they really do need to have Verdansk and Rebirth Island in the game forever and treat it like Nuketown, where like every year they change the theme of it. Nuketown was default, then it went to the 80s, and then it went futuristic, and then went futuristic. Like, I think that's how they have to do it with Rebirth Island and Verdansk, while dropping one new map every year. And on top of that, map changes, man. Let's evolve the map. I'm not saying, you know, change the whole thing every season, but like, add a POI, add a new feature. We don't get that anymore, man. It sucks, but we don't get that. It's plagued with cheaters. There's no content, and they're about to go on a holiday break. And I heard from Swag, I think it's like a 40 days break. So we're gonna have no devs basically running the game for about till season 2. Which, if the game breaks, the game breaks. Unless they're going to pay someone overtime to come in and fix it, they're not going to do it. So that being said, I will just continue to diversify my content into stuff I'm interested in. And I've already started doing it. And I've been having a lot more fun doing it. So that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And I made some talking points you guys are able to relate to. And thank you all so much for watching. And again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. I am going to read every single one of them. All right? Make sure to drop a sub and leave a like. Peace out. See you guys in tomorrow's video.